What do you hear? And what do you see? Everywhere you look. We're taking a stroll downtown. They're building up something else. The Industrial Revolution. They have the right to build everywhere, every square inch. Any lots that are not occupied, they coming to take them. Even if they are occupied, they're giving you some money for them. They're taking them anyway. But they'll just use business law to take them anyway. Property has been dispersed among those who have money. Offer you money for your property. They can print more money, but they don't make more property. There's no more real estate being made. That's it. Yeah, everything is rhythm. Words. Even that right there. Perfect rhythm. Wow. Boom. Boom. See? Over and over. A musician would take this as the backdrop or the meat and potatoes of a song. And they would capitalize on that. We're just taking a walk. I haven't done that. Just a walk downtown or uptown. They ain't seen a king around in a long time. I thought I would bless them with my presence. I try not to come out. I've been in hibernation, you know. Sometimes it's necessary and needed. Right. Just cool. Just cool. I don't know if you can see Charlotte Football Stadium down there. Our objective is to live a free life, you know. This is the Greyhound. We'll walk this way instead. Yeah. So, what do you guys think about what's going on in the world right now? What's your thinking? What do you guys think about what's happening? All this division. Is there any division? Huh? Is the country as divided as it's ever been? You think so? What do you think? They want us to believe that you're going to see a lot of celebrities coming out for the endorsements of the president at the last hour because there's something in it for them. And you're going to see them coming out of the woodwork. You already see a couple of them. Ice Cube and 50 Cent and Mike Tyson and so many others are coming out to pledge their allegiance to the president because they understand it's a money's game. It's not about your preference. It's really about the bottom line. It's a money's game. You know? So once you understand that, it'll be easier for you to stomach what's happening. Don't internalize it. Just keep it moving. It's a money's game. And the money's going to be dispersed. And the people who are not part of the clique, they're not going to get any. That's what it's always been. That's what it's always going to be. There ain't no need to cry about something you were never going to get anyway. That's the way it is, man. The world can only exist the way it has been existing if we maintain the status quo. If people really woke up, ain't no way this world could be ran the way it's been running for the last hundreds of years. It's the same thing over and over. The minority rule over the majority. And how do they do it? Through money, power, prestige, cliques. So a person would be willing to sell out his whole family for his own riches. A person will be willing to sell out his whole race for his own personal gain. Something that he's preserving. Try not to spend. And he's going to end up dying and leaving it after he's committed all these atrocities to gain it. You see what I'm saying? So, people will do anything to stay in power. You'll do anything to gain power. When you get it, you get a taste of it. You don't want to give it back. I'm on the sidelines watching. Whatever it'll be, it'll be. You know? And that's just the way it is. What are you going to do? Some people out there in the front lines, I encourage it. But not necessarily encourage it, but I understand it, where they're coming from. And that's their approach. My approach is more subtle. I'm more of a cerebral thinker. I'm more of a cerebral person. I think and I analyze and I philosophize, and I try to come with a solution through that. I don't jump before I think. Well, I'm not saying that's what people are doing, but my approach is different, and that's okay. Everyone gets to have a different approach. But the bottom line is, the mass population of people are suffering. The little bit they did have has been slowly drained and taken away from them, and they can't sustain it. So they say pressure bust pipes. I think the powers that be have to be careful on how much they stretch these people, because I'd love to preserve the world in which we live in as well. I wouldn't want the combustion, because I know that's going to define the time. Because once this thing get going, it's not going to stop. And there's been very, very much that narrative. People are just a little bit fed up. And they try to, kill it. But the roots are deep. The roots are deep. Like the great General Toussaint Louverture said, you may kill me a trunk, but the roots are so deep and spreading that we're going to rise up again. And I think that's what it's about. The roots are deep. Yes, it is. So, the laws of retribution, nature tells you, it's going to right the wrongs. Things can't be lopsided for too long. There's an adverse reactionary effect that happens as a cause of that. It's a natural reaction. Any animal that's cornered is going to lash out and try to defend itself. But when you corner it and you're trying to teach it not to lash out, that's not natural. It's not natural. Something is wrong. And that's going to come out somewhere. You understand? I'm down here. You should see them. Sometimes when you walk past, they look at you funny. But if you know who you are, that wouldn't bother you. Let me tell you why I am. The place I'm from. From 1791. We started fighting from 1791 until 1804. We got our independence, bloodshed. The first black republic to gain their independence from colonialism, bless, and keep the republic and rewrite the Constitution. So it's about pedigree. When you know who you are, you raised that way, it's very hard for you to accept anything else. After the Haitian Revolution, which is the only revolution Only black revolution that was successful, and they captured the country, and they're still black till this day. They extended an invitation to any and all people who are oppressed around the world, especially black folks, to come, and they will defend their freedom. They will defend their right to be independent and free. And we were also responsible for the liberation of South America. Venezuela, Peru, all in places. El Salvador, we sent them guns. We sent them manpower. We sent them a printing press. Simon Bolivar came to Haiti. We nurtured Simon after he got beat. We sent him back with manpower. We sent him back with guns. And he won his revolution. You have to know who you are. We beat people in Louisiana for America too. Why do you think Louisiana and Haiti, they're like sister countries? They even practice voodoo and everything. The drums, everything is prevalent. History's rich. So when you grow up in that kind of environment, you walk around with your head high and you think differently. You can't take nothing less. Anything that's not righteous, you move from it. In order to be a leader, you have to give up yourself. And you first have to learn how to lead yourself. Don't be a liar to yourself. Be yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Embrace yourself. Forgive yourself. That's what it's about. Then you could check for others. But if you can't do that, then you can't love enough. And that's what this is about. See, Haitian people, they weren't barbaric. They didn't want to just kill people the way they did because it was a gruesome revolution. They chopped the heads off of their subjects. They chopped off the heads. They chopped off the heads of everyone they met. You understand? Gruesome revolution. Because they did not want to go back into that again, and that's something that fearful people will do. When a person don't want to go back to that again, they'll fight. Toussaint Louverture said, the greatest general that ever lived. He studied just like Hannibal. Toussaint Louverture, outnumbered. But he said, if a man has a taste of freedom, even if he has 1,000 lives, he'll risk all of them just not to go back into slavery. So once you're free, you don't want to go back to that. And you'll risk everything. But this is just a talk about the ups and the downs on how I think sometimes. Might go from one subject to the next, but it's all irrelevant. We're strong people. No matter what they throw at us, we're still here. We're not going anywhere. We occupy this world ever since the beginning of time. If there was time to tell, we'd be the one to tell it. Because we're the first here. That means a lot. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. We ruled and reigned for centuries and dynasties. A couple hundreds of years seems so long, even a couple thousand. But it's a tip, it's just a drop in the bucket of the times that we were in power. So take your bumps and bruises in stride. Like a brown ball, we should rise again. Keep your head high. Love yourself. That's the only way you can love someone else. If you love yourself, it brings peace within yourself. You don't feel inadequate. So that's what it is, man. Check out The Black Jacobins, a book by C.L.R. James depicting the Haitian Revolution. I think every black person or everybody in the world should really look at that revolution of men that were enslaved and used to tremble at the sound of white people and their masters to turn around and defeat these people and beat them and give them a clean whipping to take back their freedom. Inspirational. The Black Jacobin, C.L.R. James. I'm going in here to get something to grub on. The love is still here, y'all. Peace.